One day, I was scrolling through my phone as usual, when suddenly I came across an Instagram post from Inova Blood Donor Services. The post showed they had low blood levels for all blood types. That made me wonder, what if I needed blood? What if someone I cared about needed blood? Would there be any? I went on a search for answers. My search first led me to the Academies of Loudoun, to talk to my former medical laboratory teacher, Miss Sappington, where I asked her about the progression of blood donation.
Looking at the techniques and the technologies that we use today as compared to 30 years ago in order to make sure that that blood supply is safe is 1,000-fold, and it just makes it that much better today than it ever was.
She also brought up an excellent point on how to convince more people to donate blood.
In order to get more people to donate blood, because currently it's a very small portion of the population that ever even go to attempt to donate blood, I think education is the key. I would think from the education standpoint, the younger that you can start educating a group of people, the better off you are. Maybe you start in the elementary age or in the middle school age. Even though they can't donate, they can take that information home to their family members and then say, hey, look at this great thing that you can do. You're able to do it. I can't. I'm too young or I'm too small at this point in my life. But look, if you go donate blood, how you can impact somebody else's life. So I think the key with education is starting at a younger age.
There's a trend I noticed when speaking to her. She keeps saying,
I think education is the key. Education, education, education. We need education to educate. It's education. But again, I think the key to that is education. Most people don't understand that.
And you know, she's right. That led me to the next place, Inova Blood Donor Services in Sterling, Virginia. I also needed to hear what they thought about educating the young population.
Education is something that we value here at Inova Blood Donor Services. We actually have our own training department. Employees can come in with experience, and no matter what level they're at, we will train them from the very beginning all the way until the end of our various modules. In terms of the education of the younger population, I think that it's important for the younger population to be educated on blood donation, the purpose of blood, the fact that blood banks, the concept of a blood bank was not created until the mid-1900s. Little things like that, people just aren't aware of how things were long ago. The fact that, testing has evolved over the last 30 years with technology. I think that the more that individuals know about things like that, the more educated our population will be, and the more educated our population will be, the more involvement we'll have, because only 38% of the population actually can qualify to donate blood, and of that 38%, only a small portion actually donates. So it is very important for the young population to be aware, and we often take on tours of high schools, tours of college students coming in to tour our facilities. We teach them about what we do here. We're one of few, short of the Red Cross, in this area that actually performs all of the manufacturing steps, registration, collection, component processing, testing, and shipment of our blood products within our one building. However, many other places contract some of those steps, so it's great for tours, and we like sharing and we like educating the population.
I also got to speak with AJ Hughes.
I think education is always a plus, no matter what the subject. But we've always talked about the earlier you start educating anyone on any subject, the better. And I think it would be great to get younger people to understand the purposes of blood. And not only blood donation, but sort of that element of volunteerism. Volunteerism is a tough thing to teach. That, almost everybody has some skill that they can volunteer and offer. And it would be great if we could get into elementary schools, let them know about blood donation, about helping out at blood drives. There would be no real reason why an elementary student with a parent couldn't come and help in a refreshment area, pass out sodas and snacks and things like that. It's probably not something that we have pushed as much as we possibly could. But I think it'd be great to start to develop a program that starts before high school. We cater to the high schools because we want them to donate blood, but there is a starting point before that.
Among certain populations, among certain ethnicities, there really is a stigma that comes with donating blood.
So it's always hard to fight a myth. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. I can tell you that blood donation does not make you gain weight. It's impossible to catch anything from the needles. And we go out of our way to make sure that no one is going to be injured and it's not going to affect their health. I've been doing this for longer than I like to remember sometimes. We have never had a blood donor die, so it is not a procedure that is a high-risk procedure by any means. So,
and again, I think in order to get beyond that, you really have to educate, and you really have to bring in people into that community that they trust.
And when you think about it, we see 50,000 donors a year, and they come back a lot. If it was so horrifying or risky, we just wouldn't ever get anybody to come back. We'd only have first-time donors and never have anybody else come back, and that's not the case here. In fact, we have lots of repeat donors, so we all get them through every single one of them.
So come on, save a life today. Donate blood.